God. This is gonna be a good day.
Recently, I discovered the television and watched my first movie, which just happened to be Creep. I really enjoyed it. Good movie. I also have always wanted to make a t-shirt. More specifically, a vintage bootleg t-shirt. You know those. Yeah, these. So I thought, why not make one of my recently discovered movie? Which is my favorite movie, which is the only movie I've ever seen, which is the first movie I've seen, which is Creep. I had multiple ideas, but I couldn't decide on which one to do. So I thought, hey, why not make 3 of them? So I actually made 3 shirts, not just one. So I kind of lied, but I didn't lie because I don't lie. You can trust me, I'm trustworthy. You trust me, you can trust me. The first shirt I wanted to be like the main shirt that has like the overall feel of the movie. And I had 2 images that I wanted for sure to be in the design, which is this one and this one. I wanted this red one so I could use it as like the background. This other image, which is kind of the movie's poster, I wanted that one to be kind of like the front image. So I put them in Photoshop to get to masking, but I hadn't used Photoshop in quite some time and I forgot how to use it. In fact, I'm not sure I actually ever even knew how to use Photoshop in the first place. So I was really looking forward to using Photoshop. I tried moving the images around to try to get an idea of what layout I wanted. And at first I wanted the main movie poster image to be kind of like on the right, but I didn't really like that layout and it wasn't working for me. So I got the front image and ended up moving it to the middle. But it looked a little empty on the right side, so I thought I should add another image, and I went with this one of Aaron. And then I turned down the saturation and added a color overlay to it so it would match the background. At the end of the movie, they pop up this title, and I knew I wanted that to be in the shirt, in a similar color. And then I just messed around with layer effects until I got this. At first, I did have like the light shining behind the silhouette of the main like front image, kind of guiding it down towards like the stairs. But then I didn't like it, and so I took it off and I ended up liking it a lot better. It's more subtle. Instead of it being kind of up front, you kind of don't really notice it. And then when you see it, you're like, oh, that's a shadow. There's a shadow man. There's a shadow silhouette of a man there. Oh, it's the movie's poster's shadow silhouette of a man. Wow. And there you go. I really liked how this turned out. At first, I won't lie, I didn't have any hope for it at all. But I think this one is the creepy feeling shirt, which, you know, is good because that's what I wanted for the main shirt to be, the overall feel of the movie, which is creepy, which is why it's called Creep. You know, actually, fun fact, the movie wasn't even going to be called Creep. It was called something else that I don't remember. But when they tested it out on people, they were like, why is the movie called this? I don't get it. So then they changed the movie to Creep, and then everyone was like, okay, this is a creepy movie about a creepy guy. Good title. The next shirt, it had to be about Peach Fuzz. I mean, how could I make Creep shirts without making one about Peach Fuzz? I knew I wanted the main image to be in the front, and then this other image of Peach Fuzz, which is from one of the best scenes in the movie, where he's just grinding and growling on a door. I wanted that one to be in the background, kind of just creeping, creeping in the back. That's funny. And that's all I had. So I moved him around a bit. Nothing was really working, and I decided, you know, I gotta add more Peach Fuzz images. Put them in the background, faded and masked and puzzled them all together until I got this layout. And I was really happy with it. For the text, I added a gradient overlay, and I tried using colors from the mouth area so it would match. Kind of pop out the mouth with the text. You know what I mean? Pop. And then I just added an inner shadow and a stroke. And there's Peach Fuzz. Again, I like how this one turned out. I feel like it has the tacky feel that bootleg shirts really have. And I like it. I hate it, but I also like it. And I like all the Peach Fuzz images peeping out from every corner. He could eat you up, but no worry. He's as friendly as a rabbit. And then we have the final shirt. This is the only one where I knew what I wanted from the beginning. I knew exactly where I wanted the images. I knew what I wanted in it. It started with these 2 images, and I wanted them to look away from each other. And so I placed them, masked them, and then I knew I wanted the image of them hugging at the healing heart rock waters in the middle, in the background, just there. It's just, that's what had to happen. I also knew I wanted the image of the rock where Joseph draws a heart and puts a J plus A, you know, standing for Joseph and Aaron. I needed it somewhere. I've seen some shirts that have like little circles and there's an image in it. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. I haven't done that yet. So that's what I did. And I actually went over it with like a random brush and made it more visible. And I just kind of plopped it there. I just plopped it there without really even thinking. It's a perfect place for it. It looks tacky. It's great. For the text, again, I added a gradient overlay, an inner shadow, and a stroke. But then I did mess around with a lot of the different effects in the effects layer until I got this. And I went with the green and yellow gradient because there's green in the rocks and then there's kind of yellow in Aaron's shirt. And I liked the colors. It looked good to me. So that's what I went with. But the images did feel a little cool. So I used a raw camera filter and I messed around until I kind of got a yellowy green look. You know, maybe Aaron does look a little deathly yellow, but when I mocked it up, it looked fine, so I kept it. And there's the third shirt. This is personally my favorite one. I love the layout. I like that they're looking away from each other. They both look a little uneasy, which in the movie, this is actually the part where they're like revealing deep secrets to one another. And then the background image is, you know, the opposite of that. They're coming together and hugging, and it's kind of like a nice feel. You got the heart rock, which how can you not love it? It feels uncomfortable, but also kind of sweet in a way, which I feel like sums up the feel of the first half of the movie. And actually, that wasn't really the final shirt. I ended up making a fourth one because I had such a good time doing it. And I really wanted to make one about tubby time because it's so uncomfortable, and it has one of my favorite cuts in the movie where it's just Joseph with a rag on his face, which I of course had to feature the rag in the bottom left corner, and then the background image is Joseph's face when he takes the rag off. So I just had to make it. I had to. And here they all are together, all mocked up and cute and looking snappy. I really like how these turned out, and I could see myself doing it again. To be honest, I'm kind of itching for more. I could make another one, or another dozen maybe, but I can't let myself. And I will say, mocking up stuff, damn, it feels good. Any little doubt I had with the design, and once I put it on the mock shirt, it was like, I love this. Even if it didn't look very good and I wasn't actually done, I was happy. Just go mock up something. I mean, it feels so good. Even if it's not anything you made, just mock it up. But you know, it might not have the same feel if you didn't make it. So never mind, don't do that. Make something and then mock it up. It'll feel good. Mock up away your worries and sorrow. That's what I learned from doing all of this. Also, watch the movie Creep. Good movie. My favorite movie. And again, the only movie I've ever seen because I've only recently discovered the television.